I just want to show you my poor man's torsion box and a portable, I guess, torsion box. I've got some very big doors to make. It's the first time I will make some hollow sliding doors with veneer on each side, and they have to be hollow. They're 8x4. I just wanted this look of like those big doors and just 2 doors instead of like 4. I just want the look of these big wood panels. So it'll be veneered panels. But I just realized to glue 8x4 hollow doors, I need something very flat because, through this length, if anything goes wrong, it's just going to be murder. And because they're Torsion-box, the idea is to get it flat once, flat, and then that's it, they won't move anymore. The downside of this is if you make Torsion-box, if they go wrong, then they're wrong, and then they're good for the bin. It's all glued and stuff. So basically, I've made this a hollow straight edges made out of MDF, and if you put a sheet of MDF on top of this, it's really flat. I'm really happy with the result. I've made 2 to start with, and I've been using them as a cutting table. And on a couple of projects beforehand to make sure that I was happy with the flatness of it, and I'm really happy. So I'm going to show you how I've made them. It's pretty crude, but I'm really happy with it. It just works pretty well. So if you look here, it's just pieces of MDF glued together. So that's 18 mil, and some of them are like 12 on one side and 18 on the other side, because that's what I had. This one are 18, the 2 last one I've made. And there's one strip of 12 mil birch on it to kind of have a clean surface at the top. So if those 2 are just slightly higher, thicker than the 2 others, I just level those the 2 far out ones first, and then after I put the level across. And just pack these ones, the 2 middle ones, so it's perfectly flat, if not level, perfectly flat. And there's not much to it. I guess the couple of tricks I've used for this is I did put a few pins in there. I made sure I've put the pins far back and out, so I could just run this from my table saw, and using my straight edge, my featherboard. I've just used some double-sided tape and put my featherboard double-sided tape on the straight edges and run them through my table, so making sure that everything was flat. So it's not a one-go happy-go-lucky. I've had to go because I wanted this to be as flat as possible. I've had to run it a few times and double-check on if it's straightened out, if nothing moved, and I've had to run them through the table. So 2 or 3 times, trial and error, I guess, just to make sure they were really straight. And every time it wasn't perfect, I just ran them again, just make sure the featherboard was perfectly straight. Because sometimes when you glue it, if you move it a bit, it's not perfect. So I've had to run them a few times. It didn't happen just in one go, but overall it wasn't like crazy difficult. And the result, as I said, is very good. The middle ones are chamfered. So there is less surface contact, just because simply because the less contact surface there is, the less chance there is for anything to go wrong, basically. So that's just supporting at the back, and this one I just left them like that. I don't know, maybe I will chamfer them in the future, but for now I don't really see the point. And what I like about this as well is if I want to take this on site, I'll be able to get nearly as close as a shop-made Torsion-box, but on the building site. And if I knock them, or if they go to crap, basically it takes a couple of hours to make one of them. It's not the end of the world. I'm thinking about making like a few more and then have them around the shop. So even if I'm working with someone else or whatever, we can just set them up and have a nice sturdy enough bench to work on next room or what have you. But it's pretty low tech, it's very cheap, and altogether it's a bit less it's a bit less damaging than having a 8x4 torsion box in your workshop. I mean, if I had the space, I would just make one and be done with it. But I don't have the space. I've got my small torsion box here, which is brilliant. I'm going to have to remake it eventually because this one is a few years old already. And I really like the fact that it's small and it was easy to make. But 8x4 torsion box in my shop, it's a bit of a commitment that I'm not quite sure I can afford space-wise.